Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently actually doing quite well. We do need to work our way through this deficit a little bit. We've got a bit of credit going on, but I think that'll be fine. We do need to get this vintage dealt with. We'll take the building wine output. And our religious schools are at 0%, or rather, we've got no rolls here on our religious schools. We've got 8.8% chance of passing this. No one is really opposing religious schools, and our stance on religious schools is better than nothing. We'd rather go down to public schools for the increased education access, I think. Actually, it's the same amount of education access, isn't it? It does enable the education institution. Both of them do. So this gives us assimilation, this gives us conversion. It's actually fine. I assumed that public schools had higher education access, but they actually don't. Interesting. So that's just based on your education institution. Cool. So we'll definitely work on that. We're hoping that it passes here, but we've only got an 8% chance. We'll see what happens. Discipline and punish, huh? So the armed forces have raised the role of discipline as an area of improvement in this plan. And I don't care about armed forces approval right now. We're going to tell them we would rather get faster rolls. So that's great. We're continuing to construct our economy producing items here. We're not currently working on additional government administrations since we are in excess bureaucracy right now. Although once we pass religious schools, that will change. So we're going to work our way through a lot of these things that are queued up here. Apparently we can't actually build this livestock ranch. We'll cancel that. Sure, I guess that must have arable land issues. Presumably, that's interesting that a logging camp had the X. Maybe this isn't indicating what I think it's indicating. Regardless, it doesn't matter. The North German Federation wants a defensive pact with us. And we decline. Cool. However, they are... That's Russia there. The North German Federation is genial and amicable. So maybe we actually should form a defensive pact with them, although they wouldn't accept it. No, that's Austria-Hungary. North German Federation here. They would accept that. They would actually accept an alliance if we owe them an obligation. I don't feel like I want to get into their wars, but using them against Russia is not a bad idea. We can use that to become a recognized major power, since we are unrecognized. It's an interesting idea, to be sure. So we've got all of this construction underway, and it is constructing reasonably quickly. 142 weeks on this right now, and we are still running this deficit, although it won't be for too much longer. So that's very good. We'll let this construction continue. We do need to continue to work on our government administrations at some point. I think we should work on some of it. Why is this showing up as issue social mobility over here? I mean, education access. Oh, that's what we have there. Right. Okay. That's the locations where we did that. Education access would be good. Don't get me wrong. But for now, let's see here. I'm just looking at all of these up this way. There's a lot that we need. No doubt about it. So we can get these three set up correctly there. And then this would need, let's see, 300 give, or rather 20 gives us 300. So we would need 40 and then 50. So like 51 is what we would need here. That is a lot. No doubt about that. We can get started on it. That's going to take some time. This is still only 140 weeks, though, which is fascinating. Basically the same amount of time in our construction queue. Urbanization has finished up. Cool. Loyalists from standard of living increases or urban center building throughput. We'll take the loyalists, I think. We have gotten a lot of our radicalism under control. To be clear, that is a lot better. We'll see what happens with our religious schools here. We have an 8.8% chance, and the debate failed. So we now have a negative 2% chance. That is unlucky. We may have to give up on this. We'll see what happens on the next one. That is very sad. I was hoping to get our literacy climbing much faster. It is climbing, to be clear. But I was hoping to get that up much faster. If this keeps failing over and over again, we're going to have to cancel it and try again, rather than try to work our way out of that with RNG. But that'll be a little bit before we have to make that decision. We've got 3 weeks on our government administrations here. And the Dutch East Indies are colonizing Western New Guinea. Yeah, I'm not too concerned about Europe, to be honest. Militarily, we should be fine. We just need to get our economy properly going here. And a big part of that is going to be getting our literacy and our tech up. That's going to be a very big part of this, in fact. So we'll get our government administrations completed here. We are actually almost working on all of them here. So we're making very good progress on that. That looks good. I'm comfortable with running this deficit. And we'll see what happens on this roll. If we manage to pass this roll and get a success increase, then cool. If we don't, if it fails, we'll just cancel this and we'll try again in about a year. So that'll be fine. We'll see what happens. Britain is targeting the Japanese shogunate. Yeah, I'm not shocked about that. Academic assistance, huh? University building throughput for enactment success chance? Actually, yes. We'd be happy to have their help here. So that bumps us up to 20%. That's really solid. France is improving relations with us. I like it. And we don't care about the university throughput. We have very few universities. So that seems fine. France has sided with the Japanese shogunate here. Britain probably still wins this, right? Maybe not. I don't know. Especially not with the North German Federation siding with the shogunate. Interesting. What are they actually trying to do here? Open the Japanese market, conquer a couple of locations, open the French market. France wants the Guinea Treaty Port. That's interesting. I didn't necessarily mean to rotate the camera, but sure. So the question is, do we want to join in on this and keep Japan from falling under the sway of Britain? The answer is probably yes. Like so. So we've got this front down over here, and we can definitely mobilize this guy, and he can come down here and advance this front. That's the only front that we have open right now, right? I mean, we may end up having a front down here. We'll see how that goes. And we will get some wine building going on there. We should probably get additional military generals. We should recruit one here for sure. I would like to avoid them being from the scholar officials. So where possible, we'll do that. It's not, strictly speaking, possible everywhere. So the Manchuria HQ, huh? This guy. He needs a promotion. There we go. What else would we need? North China HQ. So that is this guy. He cannot be promoted any further. So we would need an additional general here, and he would be recruited out of the armed forces. I like it. So the North China HQ guy, I didn't necessarily mean to mobilize him. I meant to promote him up. But I guess he's mobilized now and can make his way down over here, I suppose. Why not? As I said, I didn't intend to mobilize him right then. The next question is... Okay, the South China HQ has 241. So we're going to need to recruit like 3 generals here. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So that is South China HQ. So this guy gets some promotions. And then this guy gets some promotions. Fantastic. And then this guy, I believe. Yes. No, I don't want to retire you. Just promote. Cool. So do we have any of these that are idle? No. Okay. Looks good. So we could definitely work on improving our military. We're very close to coming out of debt here, and I do want to work on these government administrations. We're now working on this. Russia sided with Great Britain. Okay. Well, this is getting spicy. So, we're going to send this guy to go advance this front. And we'll send this guy to go advance this front. We're not in the countdown to war yet. We can send this guy to go down over here. France has mostly got that under control, but we can still send him over there. These two we can hold in reserve for the time being. We should probably activate our conscripts, because this is looking like this may be a spicy one. We can also work on building our existing outstanding barracks, which this might not be a terrible time to do that. So, I'm going to queue these up at the bottom of the list here. And we may as well be ticking forward while doing this. This is going to be a slightly tedious process. But we'll just get all of these queued up at the bottom of the list. We'll get working on that eventually. Austria-Hungary sided with Great Britain. This is kind of devolving into a world war. Okay. So with that noted, we are definitely conscripting here. We're getting all of these barracks queued up, and it's a tedious process. No doubt about that. Great Britain is damaging relations. Yep. Not shocked about that one. This is a very tedious process. Okay. Now, we're not turning up our military yet, although we are about to need to. So we probably should turn up our military wages and go into our buildings here and turn this down to line infantry, mobile artillery, and anything else that we want to do here. Line infantry, mobile artillery. This can go down to power of the purse. Anything else? No. For now, that's it. Okay. So we're going to continue to queue up our barracks here. We only have a few states to do this in, and we may as well be ticking forward for the moment. I want to check in here. Yeah, this is going to be awkward, for sure. These guys want to enter into an alliance with us. For now, we decline that. Okay. So we don't have all that many forces up over here, right? We do need to send this guy out over here. We need to send this guy somewhere, like down here. Sure. Now the question is, do we think that we can win on any realistic front? We're not really ready to fight Britain yet. We have the capacity eventually to fight Britain, but we're not really ready for it yet. As evidenced by the fact that we are negative financially right now. That's not shocking, and we're going to work our way through these constructions. How many pages do we have here until we get into our barracks? Only a few. Okay, so that's noted. The question is, what are our allies actually going to do? Now, I don't think there's actually any CBs against us directly. Austria-Hungary, Russia. So, Kanto, Kyushu, opening the French market, Japanese market. So it doesn't actually matter to us if we lose this war. Okay, so that's good to know. We should probably switch all of our forces over into defense, I think. Well, maybe not over here. I say as we're losing this because we have one offense. Okay. Yikes. Sure, but things should get better as we make our way through here. Now, I want to check in here. Small arms and artillery are expensive right now. We should definitely import what we can for small arms and for artillery. 100% these should be imported. Okay. American Eastern New Guinea. Sure. That'll be fine. So are we actually winning out over here? Okay, this is 2 offense now versus 56 defense. Yeah, that's rough. No doubt about that. That's very, very rough. So our troops suck. 1411. Got it. So religious schools is continuing to advance. As I said, it doesn't actually affect us if we end up losing this, but I do think that we should switch all of these that we can to defending the front. So where are you right now? You are... That's northern Manchuria. Are you down on this front? Yeah, you're down on this front. So defend this front. We want to force them into attacking us, basically. So that's down over here. We want to defend that front. Northern Manchuria, we want to defend this front. And this is out over here, right? No, this is down here as well. Okay. So we'll need to switch these guys over once we can. They'll get switched eventually. But we need to keep in mind, we're not really set up for this at this point. We apparently have an 80% advantage here, but we're just losing battle after battle. I think it's just taking a while for our supplies to make their way out here, which that does make sense. So, how are things looking over here? So you're at the Monin front. Is that down over here? I don't even know where these are. Well, we know that this is here. Okay. So this guy is at the Xiaozhou front. And that is here. And these guys are still busy over this way. Oh, hey. That just flipped around. So we're going to win this battle. Cool. I guess we can leave these guys on attacking. That seems fine. So obviously we can't put our war gold here, right? But that's fine. We're defending over here, and Britain is not really able to make any advancement progress. So that looks good. What about over this way? We're losing this, which I can't say I'm super shocked about. But we are winning out over here, so that might even it out a bit. That now wrapped up. I want this guy to come up here and help defend. Okay, so this front is gone. That's cool. We are still working our way through these constructions, which is fine. We're completely okay with that. This down here is much less good, right? But well, this battle is occurring. And it's not going tremendously well for us. We haven't focused on military tech at all, and we need to build military buildings as well. Like I said, we just weren't quite ready for this war. But it's fine. Losing this war does not actually do anything for us. Apparently there's a revolution in North India. And the French are pushing in over here. And are winning this battle. So they might be able to wrap up this front. That would be nice if they did. We'd be able to send additional forces over here. And continue to try to hold the line over this way. But yeah, they have a tech advantage. That's not shocking. Again, I'm still not actually worried about Europe. We chose to join this war, but we are getting quite close here to working our way through all of this. We're not prioritizing building barracks, even still. And this is okay. I'm not concerned about it. We're actually winning this war. Believe it or not. We are currently winning the war. And hey, religious schools passed. Beautiful. So that's really, really solid. We can start working on our education institution. We can start bringing that up. And our education access will start helping matters here. So they're being occupied here, fighting us. And they are taking losses. Not as many as we are, but they are taking losses. The French are continuing to push in over this way. And the war is currently about tied. It is indeed tied. Technically, Britain is slightly losing it. So we're just taking a purely defensive posture. We're just trying to slow them down at this point. I think I'm going to pull these guys out of here, and we're going to move them over this direction. We need to defend our own territory. We can't be helping out over here. France has got this under control. I'm reasonably confident in saying that. So our coal mines are wrapping up here. We've got a fair amount of constructions still queued up before we hop into our barracks. Those are about 10 pages away in terms of their construction. For the moment, it seems reasonably fine. We still have a lack of certain equipment. I'm not shocked about that. And I'm not shocked that we're mostly losing these battles either, to be clear. This is fully expected. This actually opened up into multiple fronts. That's interesting. We're going to advance this front if we arrive here in time. Let's see if we do. They do have forces on the way. But we are winning this war. Believe it or not. Okay, it's not us that's winning the war. France and the North German Federation are winning the war. But that's fair enough. So we're going to push through here if we can. We have a 28% advantage, apparently. I'm not sure if I believe that. Yeah, we're losing that battle. I'm not shocked about that. The North German Federation capitulated. Missionary works. We don't want their foreign faith. Get out of here. We're now apparently running an advantage over here. Britain is losing this battle, and I do want to swap these guys to, instead of being advancing, I want them to be defending again fairly soon. But overall, this is looking reasonably fine. Like I said, we're beating Britain right now. That's the important thing here. Britain is losing. Yes, we are losing. But Britain is too. And that's very important to us. So that's looking good. These guys are still battling over here. That should end soon. I think. I hope. I hope. But yeah, Britain is definitely losing this war. At this point, the Japanese shogunate would accept a white peace. Britain would not quite yet. But they are certainly losing. It's rough on us. No doubt about that. But our GDP is actually doing pretty well. All things considered. And this gives us a chance to test our military against European forces. It's not pretty. I didn't necessarily expect it to be. But we can kind of hold our own. Kind of. Apparently we just capitulated. Did the whole war end? No, we must have individually hit negative 100. That's okay. We lose nothing here. So we're out of the war, and it's just completely fine, right? We got some good opportunities and found some issues. We'll definitely work on those, but I'm not concerned about them. It was very obvious that this was going to be the case, right? So that's fine. Our primary focus right now is on getting our education up, not on getting our military set up. But we know now that our military is not exactly amazingly capable, but it's reasonably capable. We can't exactly take on Europe, but we're kind of close, and I'm okay with that. I'm going to leave all of these barracks queued up here, and we'll get to work on them eventually. For the time being, I want to continue to work on all of this, and I want to come in here and check to see if there are any of these that we lost our singular queue on. It would appear that we did not. That's good to know. And the same question for resources. Nitroglycerin has been unlocked. Okay, cool. So that gives us the production method that gives us all of that extra mortality. Noted. Labor movement has also been unlocked. So, if we were to hop into our laws here, serfdom has been abolished. We can't go to regulatory bodies, obviously. We're on agrarianism and mercantilism. We could try to go to free trade. It's a theoretical possibility. We could also go to private health insurance, which would be better than the no health insurance that we have now. So I think that's fine. We'll see if we can enact that. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to work our way through this last little bit of this construction queue here before we really start to dig into the barracks. And when we start to dig into the barracks, we'll probably intersperse some government administrations with that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadowwolf, Emlohan80, Rogue Corvid, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Anna the Elephant, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time. That is not the right button. Okay, let's try this one. Perfect.